Considering moving to Highlands Ranch, Colorado? Well, that's exactly what this video is for. Let's get started. Hi there, Christy Lee here, and I am a local real estate agent in the state of Colorado, but more importantly, I am a native of Colorado. If you're new to my channel, all of my videos are to help you figure out what location is best for you to move to. If that's something that interests you, please click that subscribe button right there. That way you are notified every time I have a new video. Now, as much as I love making these videos for you, I love talking to you and helping you more. So there's my contact information. Please reach out to me anytime so that we can have a conversation and see how I can help. All right, so today I'm going to be talking about Highlands Ranch, Colorado, and the top 5 pros and cons about living in Highlands Ranch. I'm going to start off with the cons list, and I'm just going to get right to it. The number 1 con is the Highlands Ranch bubble. Yes, the Highlands Ranch bubble, and it is a very real thing, or at least it's a joke that everybody always talks about when you live in Highlands Ranch, is that you live in this little bubble. You have, you know, the Highlands Ranch soccer moms and the wine clubs and, you know, the yoga pants. And you pretty much, if you live in Highlands Ranch, you never leave Highlands Ranch. So again, whether or not you think that's a con or a pro, I do want to, you know, just throw that out there because it is a thing. Like when you moved to Highlands Ranch, or if you say that you're moving to Highlands Ranch, most likely, if you're talking to somebody from Colorado and from the Denver metro area, we may just kind of laugh because that's exactly what Highlands Ranch is for, or is known for, is the Highlands Ranch bubble. So you will hear that quite a bit. All right, the number 2 con, in my opinion, is going to be the cost of living in Highlands Ranch and the, you know, average house price in Highlands Ranch in 2022. So it is going to be a little bit more expensive than some of the other suburbia areas within Denver. Average house price in Highlands Ranch is just hovering over that $700,000 mark. You can find some definitely less than that, and then definitely well into the millions. So it's going to depend on where you're going to be located within Highlands Ranch. The average household income is going to be about $117,000 a year. So, I mean, you do have to be making a little bit more money to live in Highlands Ranch. And I will say that you mainly are just paying to say that you live in Highlands Ranch. It's like one of those things when people move to, say, Cherry Creek or, you know, Castle Pines, you are paying kind of for the name. So just kind of note that if you want to live in Highlands Ranch, you mainly are going to be paying to live in Highlands Ranch, and you're just paying to live there. It's going to be a little bit more expensive to live there. But overall, I mean, it's not crazy more expensive. It will be just a little bit more for sure. All right, so the number 3 con, and it kind of is piggybacking off of the housing in number 2, is that Highlands Ranch is very cookie cutter. And when you drive through Highlands Ranch, you will kind of notice it just by driving along, you know, throughout the neighborhoods or down the streets of Highlands Ranch. You will notice that all of the houses tend to look the same. The same type of roofs, the same type of materials are being used. It's very, very cookie cutter. You are not going to find that old historic house or something from mid-century, nothing like that. Highlands Ranch was definitely established beginning of the 1990s. So you are going to kind of see that same look throughout the entire city. So, you know, if you want something more distinctive, something with a little bit more character, maybe even something with a lot more land or a bigger lot, you're just not going to find it in Highlands Ranch. I will say that is definitely a downside. And that's going to also go into my number 4 con, is that Highlands Ranch as a whole city is an HOA. Like, no matter where you go, you are going to have some sort of HOA, no matter what neighborhood you live in. Now, is that a complete con? No, not necessarily, because, you know, it does keep the neighborhood and the city very clean, very, you know, precise. However, if you're somebody who wants to keep a trailer or a boat in your yard or in your driveway, that's just not going to happen. Definitely not in Highlands Ranch. You're not going to be able to paint your house whatever color you want. You will definitely have to talk to the HOA before, maybe doing something as far as landscaping or bushes, like trees, anything like that. You will definitely have to talk to your HOA first to make sure you get approval with that. So, I mean, there is pros and cons because it definitely does keep neighborhoods looking very, very nice. But if you're somebody who wants to, store, like I said, a boat or trailer or whatever on your property, you're just not going to be able to do that in almost all the neighborhoods down in Highlands Ranch. So I will say that's probably a con if you're one of those people who definitely wants to do that. And then the very last con I do want to mention is that so it's rapidly growing, right? So we have, 110,000 people who live there now. So it is actively growing. People do want to live there, and which just creates a lot of traffic, a lot of congestion. The streets, I will say, out in Highlands Ranch are very, very wide, very, very clean, but you do have a lot of traffic down there right now. So, and it's just going to get worse, right? More people are moving down there, more traffic. So if you're somebody who wants maybe that small town feel or just a smaller population, Highlands Ranch is not going to be the place to be. If you're somebody who just, or even if you want a really big city, Highland Ranch might not be big enough. I mean, I don't know. It is getting pretty congested down there. The population is growing and it keeps on growing because people just do want to live there. So these are just the top 5 cons so far that I have about Highlands Ranch. All right, so the pros list. So obviously there is a reason people want to live in Highlands Ranch. It is an awesome place to live. I will say I do like Highlands Ranch. That goes without saying. And the number 1 pro I feel like you should know is its location. I mean, the location is prime. So we're talking about South Denver, but you really are going to be within 30 minutes of really anything. You're about 30 minutes to Denver, you're 30 minutes to about Castle Rock, 30 minutes to like the base of the mountains, for I-70 to get up to the mountains. I mean, you really could get anywhere within 30 minutes. So I really think that is a great thing. If you need to work in Denver, maybe a lot of people who live in Highlands Ranch actually work in the tech center, the Denver Tech Center, and that's about 20-25 minutes away. So it really is a great location. So that in itself, I think is key. Number 2 pro is Highlands Ranch is known for its rolling hills and its amazing views. So there's a good chance if you were to live down in Highlands Ranch, you probably will have a house that's going to have some sort of view just because of the way the nature of the land out there is. It's a very rolling. And it's absolutely gorgeous. I mean, you're just driving down the street and you see mountains all over the place, and it's pretty spectacular. So I definitely think that's a huge con, especially if you're moving from somewhere else and you definitely want to be in a place where you can see the mountains like all the time. Highlands Ranch will be ideal for you to do that. Also, number 3 pro is all of its outdoor recreation and its parks. They have 70 miles of walking trails. There's 28 parks. A lot of them you could do open leash or off leash for your dogs. So that's amazing. There's a bunch of recreation centers out there that your HOA is actually part of. So you'll be able to go utilize those. The pools, the basketball courts, all of that good stuff. You are very close to Roxborough National Park as well as Chatfield Park. So if you're like a boater and you like to be on the water, head out to Chatfield. That's super close. As well as if you're like to hike and rock climb, all that, Roxborough Park is going to be really close to Highlands Ranch too. So Highlands Ranch just has so much outdoor things to do. And like I said, a lot of those neighborhoods or those houses, you'll be able to see these open spaces. You'll be able to see the views from your house or at least your neighborhood, most likely. Some of the more expensive homes out there, like backcountry, those ones will actually most likely have some sort of you'll have a house that'll get a back up to some sort of open space, to views, but those houses are going to be well into the $1 million, but they're amazing gated communities that overlook the Rocky Mountains. And, that's just one great thing Highlands Ranch has is the ability to show off Colorado's beauty for sure. Another pro with Highlands Ranch is within these great neighborhoods, while yes, cookie cutter, a lot of them are cookie cutters, but they are still amazing neighborhoods, right? And you have amazing schools within these neighborhoods. So Highlands Ranch is in Douglas County School District, and they are ranked number 2 in the state. So you're gonna make sure, you know, your kiddos are gonna be part of great school districts that offer so much, you know. There's a great academics, of course, but a great athletics. There's a lot of great athletic programs down in Douglas County as well. So you know, just living in Highlands Ranch, you're gonna just make sure that you're gonna be part of a really great school district as well, which is prime. I mean, just below Boulder Valley School District, which is number 1, then you have Douglas County. So you really just can't go wrong down in that area. And then another thing that I definitely think you should know is that, you know, it is so friendly, so clean down there. I'm always so surprised on how clean this entire neighborhood is. Now, do I think that Colorado as a whole is dirty? I mean, Denver proper nowadays is, but Highlands Ranch is so clean. I'm always driving around and I just find it to be so clean, so friendly. And then actually the final thing I want you to know is that it's one of the safer cities. It's ranked, according to niche.com, is 21% safer than the national average. So obviously do your own research on that. This was just from niche.com, but it is considered to be one of the safer areas. So overall, do I think Highlands Ranch is great? 100%. I definitely think it's a great place to live. Obviously, it has its cons too. So there is my list of the top 5 cons and pros that I think you should know about living in Highlands Ranch. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me at any time. Remember to click that subscribe button right there. That way you are notified every time I have a new video. And then to the next video, take care.